Solomon versus Socrates. Who was right about wisdom? Imagine if I told you that two of the wisest men in history had completely opposite views on what wisdom really is, and that this philosophical clash might hold the key to solving all your problems. You'd want to know who was right, wouldn't you? Well, get ready, because this is the greatest intellectual battle that never happened. On one side, Solomon the king who had everything and found it all meaningless. On the other, Socrates, the man who had nothing, yet considered himself richer than any king. Spoiler, they were both right, and both wrong. And the real answer might flip your entire worldview. Solomon, the man who had everything and found it empty. Think about it. What's the ultimate dream for most people? To be rich, powerful, desired, and wise. Solomon had it all. He was the wealthiest, wisest, most powerful man of his time. A king with divine insight, unimaginable luxury, and 1,000 women at his side. And yet, he concluded, vanity of vanities. All is vanity. Translation, everything is meaningless, empty, an illusion. Solomon pursued every possible pleasure, built massive palaces, accumulated endless gold, experienced every physical delight, gained unmatched fame, mastered every field of knowledge. The result? Crushing depression. As he wrote, "The more I increased in wisdom, the more I realized it was like chasing the wind." It's the same realization Tony Stark had in Iron Man. He had everything, but felt hollow inside. Solomon's wisdom. True wisdom begins when you accept that nothing in this world will ever fully satisfy you. Socrates, the man who knew nothing and was the wisest. Now comes the twist. Socrates had none of Solomon's power or luxury. He was poor, obscure, and even considered ugly by his peers. But he possessed something that took Solomon a lifetime to grasp: intellectual humility. His most famous quote, "I know that I know nothing." Sounds foolish, it's actually pure genius. While others pretended to know everything, Socrates admitted his ignorance, and that made him unstoppable in any debate. Why? Because the one who admits he doesn't know is the one who can learn. But the one who thinks he already knows stops growing. It's like Mr. Miyagi in The Karate Kid. First, empty your cup. Socrates always kept his cup empty, always ready to learn. Solomon filled his to the brim, and had no room left. The Socratic method, how to destroy any argument with questions. This is where Socrates becomes a master of psychological insight. He developed a devastating method: ask questions until the other person contradicts themselves. Classic example, person. Justice is giving each their due. Socrates. Interesting. Who decides what each person deserves? Person. Well, the law. Socrates. But laws are made by humans, right? And humans can be wrong. Person. Yes. Socrates. So unjust laws can exist? Person. I suppose. Socrates. Then following unjust laws would be unjust. Person. I don't know what justice is anymore. Socrates. Now you're ready to learn. Boom. Mind blown. He was like a philosophical Sherlock Holmes, dissecting every idea with surgical questions. Love, courage, knowledge. He questioned it all, and forced people to realize they didn't really understand what they were talking about. Solomon's wisdom. Everything is temporary, so enjoy the moment. But Solomon wasn't all doom and gloom. After testing every pleasure and finding it meaningless, he reached a revolutionary conclusion. There is nothing better than to eat, drink, and find satisfaction in one's work. Translation: if nothing in life is eternally meaningful, embrace the simple joys of the present. Not shallow hedonism, practical wisdom. Solomon wasn't saying to indulge blindly. He was saying stop trying to force cosmic meaning into everything, and appreciate what you already have. As he wrote, there is a time for everything, a time to weep, and a time to laugh. It's the original Carpe Diem. Solomon wrote it 3,000 years before Dead Poets Society. Solomonic wisdom. Accept that everything passes, and live the now. The paradox of wisdom. The more you know, the less you know. Here's where both geniuses converge. Solomon pursued all knowledge, and found it empty. Socrates embraced ignorance, and became the wisest man in Athens. Two opposite paths, one same truth. True wisdom is accepting the limits of human understanding. Like in Limitless, when the pill gives the guy ultimate intelligence, but he realizes knowing everything is a curse. Solomon lived that reality without a pill. Socrates avoided it by embracing humility. Result? They both escaped the trap of intellectual arrogance. While others stressed over proving themselves, they found peace in surrender. The final battle, knowledge versus experience. Who was right? Solomon, who tried everything and said, "It's all meaningless," or Socrates, who questioned everything and said, "We know nothing. Let's keep searching." Here's the genius answer. They were both right at different stages of life. The Socratic phase. When you're young, question everything. Don't accept easy answers. Be curious. Learn. Grow. The Solomonic phase. After you've explored and tested much, accept that some things have no final answer. Learn to rest in the moment. It's like Dragon Ball. You train like crazy. Socrates. Then learn to flow with life, Solomon. Goku did both. He pushed his limits, then accepted that someone stronger would always come along. The result? He stopped suffering and started enjoying the fight. The ultimate synthesis. Socratic curiosity plus Solomonic serenity. Here's the formula for complete wisdom. Question everything, Socrates, but accept what you can't control, Solomon. Seek knowledge, Socrates, but don't expect it to complete you. Be curious, Socrates, but know when to stop searching and enjoy. Embrace ignorance, Socrates, and the temporary nature of life, Solomon. The result? You grow without frustration. You learn without becoming addicted to learning. You ask without falling into endless questions. As Solomon said, there is a time for everything. A time to question, like Socrates. A time to accept, like Solomon. The truth that will change your life. Wisdom is knowing when to stop. Here's the bottom line. Most people get stuck in just one phase. Some keep questioning forever. Socrates with no limit. Others give up on learning. Solomon without curiosity. True wisdom is knowing when to switch gears. New challenge? Be like Socrates. Ask, learn, explore. Unsolvable pain? Be like Solomon. Accept, breathe, enjoy what you can. In relationships? Socrates, try to understand. Solomon, accept you never fully will. In career? Socrates, grow your skills. Solomon, remember success doesn't equal happiness. As both would agree, wisdom is knowing when to seek answers and when to embrace the mystery. So, what phase are you living in right now? Time to question, like Socrates, or time to accept, like Solomon? The answer is already within you, just like it always was.